Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing the comfort zone challenge, and this is where you do makeup that is out of your comfort zone. So for me, this is all creams, all liquids, no powders. This is the anti of what I normally do. I'm like the powder queen. If you follow me, you know that I'm all about powders. I love powders. I love radiant powders. I love buffing. I love setting. I love baking. I just like everything with powders because I have my oily T-zone and I just feel like I just like powders. This video is in collaboration with Lisa J Makeup here on YouTube. I'm sure you guys have heard of her before. She is such a gorgeous woman. Oh my gosh, if I had her skin, I wouldn't have this problem with this style of makeup. I would be like this all the time because her skin is just absolutely flawless, and so is her heart. She has this beautiful brush line. Let me show it to you really quickly. This is the full set right here. Unfortunately, I don't get to show you the powder brushes in this video because yeah, I don't get to use any powders, but you will see me using these later on. I have used some of her eye brushes in videos before, but then today you will get to see this one put to the test. Her BK Beauty brush line is not only beautiful, but it's for a beautiful cause. With every brush sale, there is a donation made to anti-bullying efforts and inspiring kindness in our future generation. That speaks volumes not only to the brand, but to her being a beautiful person. But I could go on and on and on. All I want to say is make sure you go check out her channel. Make sure you check out these brushes. I will be going into these further when I'm allowed to use powder, but for today, you will get to see a few of them in action. And some of you may have already seen some of her eye brushes in action in my Norvina collection palette tutorials. Anywho, let's get into this and out of my comfort zone. I am just a little bit nervous about this, you guys. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but this is the out of your comfort zone challenge. So I'm just going to start off by telling you what is on my face. I am combo. This is the reason why I don't typically do this type of look, because I need powder in the center of my face, bare minimum, and then I prefer to have powder on my face. So with that being said, to keep everything from being too shiny or moving throughout the day, I went ahead and used my normal skincare, but I used less. So I didn't use as many steps. I only have my vitamin C serum on, and then my Tatcha water cream, and then I do have an eye cream. And then I went in with a tissue to get off any extra moisture on top of my skin that would just be sitting there. And I went in with my pore primers. Now, let's start on the face. I am not going to use a concealer. I am going to go in with my Tatcha Pearl. This is one of my favorite things to do when I'm doing like a no makeup look. And I know I'm not going to be using a lot of powders. I'm not going to be using a lot of foundation, yada yada. This is one of the only things that doesn't crease on me. This is not a concealer. It is a hybrid. It will brighten the look of the under eye. It gives you some coverage, but it is also an eye cream. However, I do have an eye cream there, Silk Peony, underneath this. I'm going to take a dot. A lot of people mess up with this because they use too much. You want to use very little. And because I am now darker, I use the shade, what is this? Sunlight. I was using Moonlight before. I have a video about this and how it goes on, how to use it. I'm tapping it in. So if you want to see like an in-depth review on this and, see how to use it, because a lot of people find it to be patchy, there's definitely a technique to applying this. I'm tapping it in and then kind of pressing it into the skin and almost kind of dragging a little bit, but I'm not really tugging at my eye. And then I'm going to press again. For my foundation, I'm going to go in with my Fenty Hydrating Foundation. I'm using the shade number 230. And I am going to start on the outside of my face because I want the least amount of this to be on my pores, which is where I have the most problems. It's where I will get the most shiny, is in the center of my face. So I want to keep the least amount of product on that part. I'm going to take the remainder that's on my sponge and go on the center of the face. On the opposite side of my sponge, I am taking this and I'm just tapping over my smile lines and right over my pores just to pick up any excess product. And that's going to help with not getting smile lines, creases, and stuff later on. For bronzer, excuse me, my voice is trying to give out on me. I'm going to use the Chanel Soleil Tan de Chanel and one of Elisa's brushes. This is the BK Beauty 101. I'm just going to take the tip of the brush in here and I am going to slowly start building this up on my skin. Tapping motions because I do not want to disturb my foundation. I've got to get the bronzer out of my hair. I'm going to go ahead and apply my Tatcha Camilla lip balm. I always have this on whenever I am getting ready. So I like for my lips to feel nice and moisturized whenever it's time to put on my lipstick. Now it's time for blush. I'm going to go in with one from NARS. This is the shade Luster, and I want to make sure and really shake this up. Take a dot over here, a dot over here. I don't think I've ever put this on just on top of a cream before. I always put it on top of powder. This is so strange. I'm so dewy. I'm tapping any excess on my hand before I go in so I don't accidentally get too much. And I am using a new sponge. I wet 2 sponges because I knew I was going to be using so many cream products that I wanted to have like a lot of sponges. It's just so weird to see my skin so like wet looking. I love this on everybody else. Like I see it on everybody else. I'm like, oh, that's so pretty. But I feel like I just can't wear it because it doesn't last on me. I'm going back in with my foundation sponge. No excess product. I'm just going right around the edges of everything so that we have a nice blend. And now for my highlighter, I'm going to go in with the Marc Jacobs Do You Do drops. And this is yet another sponge. This is from Sonia Kashuk as well. I believe it came in one of the sets that I bought. Oh, I love the Do You Do drops. They're so pretty. And I do actually think these look even better when applied to like this kind of look. Oh, they're so pretty. Bottom of the sponge and going around the edges, right around my cheek area. And I want to also take this right on my forehead. Bottom of the sponge to blend it out. Now, right where my freckle is, I'm going to add back in just so you can see a little bit darker. This is just an old taupe pencil from MAC. And if you noticed, I did not do anything to my nose. That is because I naturally have little freckles on my nose. You can see them through the foundation and everything. I don't want to add like contour, highlight. I don't want to emphasize anything shiny on this area of my face. Like I'm already dewy. I don't want to be more dewy on my chin. I don't want to be more dewy on my nose. So I didn't add anything on those places. Now, let's move on to the eyes. On my eyes, all I have is the Tatcha Pearl. Like that's it. So I am now going to go in with the blush. I know that sounds a little weird, but because the eye color I'm using is a little bit more of a cool tone pink, I want to add in the warmth of this shade. So again, I'm going to shake this up even though I just did it. I'm going to pump out just a little dot onto my dish right here, and I'm going to grab a brush. I would use these BK Beauty brushes, but as you can tell, they are dirty from the color I used with the Norvina palette, so I'm just going to have to pick out something else. I'm going to go in with the Synthetic 224 from MAC. Kind of worked the color into the end of the brush. Let me see if I can show you, like, just barely picked up some and then worked it into the brush. You're not really going to be able to see it on there. And now I'm going to go into the crease. and then just blend it upward like I normally would. You see, it works effortlessly. I'm blending it just like I would a normal shadow, starting in the crease and then blending it upward so that you can see it in the transition area. Weighing gas number 20, I am going to run just a little bit of that right along the lower lash line as well. Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize in Rose Gold on a BK Beauty 203. And I am going to just apply this all over the lid. Refer P21 and back in with the Do You Dewdrops. I'm going to apply that right at the brow arch. BK Beauty 204, and again, the same dewdrops, I'm applying that to the inner corner. Everything on my face is now officially done. I'm going to go ahead and go add Milk Boss liner to the top inner rim, as well as mascara, and then I'm going to line my lips with the Sicily Nude liner, and I'll come back on camera and put on my lipstick of choice. I don't know which one I'm going to wear yet. Mascara is on, liner is on, and now I'm taking just a dry sponge. This is completely dry, and I'm just going over the center of my face to help pick up any extra shine, seeing as I can't use any powder. For my lips, I decided to finish them off with this lip lacquer from Burberry, and this is in the shade number 3 Nude. That completes this look. I do want to tell you guys, if I were to decide to do this type of makeup, I'm not going to do it today because I feel like that would be cheating. But if I were to do this makeup, I like this style of makeup. But again, pores, shine, that kind of thing is what prevents me from really wanting to do it. If I were going to wear this out, I would at least take a light brush, like, I don't know, the BK Beauty number 104, and a powder, something like the By Terry Hydra powder, and I would just dust that all down the center of my face. So you'll keep the radiant skin, but it will help to kind of block out the shine in the areas that you don't want it. But today, we are doing all creams and liquids, so I'm going to stick with it. Anywho, that is it. Please let me know down below what you think about this look. And also, make sure you go check out Lisa. She's such a sweetheart. I'm very curious to see what she comes up with for her out of her comfort zone look, because I have no idea. So I am excited to see what she comes up with. Anywho, I love you, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.